So Vanguard Warzone Season 3 has just launched, and in the game weapons have a lot of levels you need to get through, so I'm going to be showing the fastest ways to level up your guns by getting more weapon XP in Season 3. I'm going to be covering the fastest ways to level up your weapons in Vanguard Multiplayer and Zombies, and then we're going to be talking about Warzone as well, and also the best weapon XP boosts, and finally we'll talk about which game or mode is best overall. So stay tuned so you don't miss out on any important tips, but if you do want to jump to a specific part of the video, there will be timestamps in the description. Now I have playlists or videos for camo guides, best class setups, tips and tricks, guides, a video on how to level up the battle pass fast, and loads more, so feel free to check them out via the links in the description and the card on screen. I'm also doing a giveaway for the Season 3 Battle Pass. If you're interested in that, it's once we hit 30,000 subs, I'll be giving away over 2,000 COD points. If you're interested in that, feel free to check out the rules, they're in the description. But without further ado though, let's get into the tips. So actually, just as a quick note, Sledgehammer Games recently gave weapon XP earn rate a 20% boost across multiplayer and zombies, so this should actually make it quite a bit easier to level up your weapons in Vanguard, but there's also lots of other tips that will help too. So we'll start by talking about Vanguard multiplayer, then we'll move on to zombies, and finally we'll talk about Warzone as well. Right, so for Vanguard multiplayer, the best game modes at the moment will be ones with more enemies, fast pace, and lots of potential kills. So like Shipment, Das House playlists, it's like Ship House 24/7, something like that, or any of the new map mosh pits. Hardcore is ideally best, so there's loads of enemies who have very low health and they die easily. It's really useful, especially for weapons that are more difficult to use or to get kills with, or for weapons that you've just unlocked and you've not got any attachments for. So I really can't recommend hardcore enough. If these aren't available, then choose other close quarter combat and mosh pit modes, or generic modes like Kill Confirm, Domination, TDM, Patrol, Free For All, those kind of ones. Champion Hill used to be amazing for weapon XP, but has since been slightly nerfed, so now while the weapon XP is almost double the rate of kills in other modes, the fact that the matches take longer and you're less likely to get a lot of kills, this is currently not always the best weapon XP mode. But if you're trying to level up one of the weapons featured in Champion Hill during your game, definitely make the most of it because it can really be good for weapon XP. Now combat pacing is a setting in the game menu that determines how many players will be in your matches. Tactical is the lowest, but because the maps are quite big, this is likely to be slow pace and less good for getting kills. Assault will be medium, will have more enemies, which will be more kills, and Blitz is the highest, it's likely to be the most large or hectic. Hence, if you can't take on too many players, Assault's probably the sweet spot. But I'd say, to be honest with you, after an update in the past, weapon XP and per kill changes depending on the combat pacing in the game, and recently both the Assault and Blitz pacings give the exact same amount of weapon XP. Hence, if you can do well in a Blitz match, I'd really recommend you go for Blitz because it actually gives you the same amount of XP as Assault, but obviously there's more enemies, so you're likely to get more kills. But if you find you're dying too much and you can't do well, stick with Assault, that's fine too. So in terms of the best maps, I'm sure you guys won't be surprised to hear that Das House, Shipment, and other kind of fast-paced maps like Radar are always going to be up there on the top. They're the best, they're the smallest, they're the fastest paced maps, so obviously go for those if you can. Other good maps in rotation would be ones like Castle, Hotel Royale, Dome, any other new small DLC maps, anything like that would be great. And other sources of weapon XP for multiplayer are sort of getting assists. So getting assists awards you the same amount of weapon XP as getting kills, so even if you don't think you can kill them, put a bullet or two into them and hopefully a teammate will clean them up for you and give you that assist. It's not too shabby for a small amount of effort, so really useful, so it's useful to go for if you can. Also destroying enemy equipment, score streaks and field upgrades is easy XP as well, so like shooting down a spy plane, something like that. Try to scout out enemies, so make use of the UAVs, mini-maps, footsteps and noises, etc. to find where enemies are and head towards them to get more kills as well. So for Vanguard Zombies, we've got the Durang Fang and Terra Maledicta maps. Fortunately, until we get the new round-based Zombies Shinonuma map in Season 4, this is going to be fairly kind of standard, and I think the method will be similar across both Durang Fang and the Terra Maledicta map. But just a quick note for zombies, critical hit like headshot kills or melee kills don't give you any extra bonus weapon XP compared to before, so you can shoot a zombie, you can melee them, or you can do a headshot, and all three will give you the exact same amount, so it doesn't matter how you kill them as long as you kill them. So the quicker you kill them, the better it is, obviously. Most of the weapon XP in zombies actually comes from completing objectives, but a small amount will come from zombie kills elsewhere on the map. So the best and fastest method right now is obviously to then spawn in, initiate a blitz objective by activating the blitz portal, and then while you're waiting to teleport to the blitz objective, kill as many zombies as you can in that spawn area. They'll normally be about 6 to 10 to give yourself a small XP boost without wasting your time. Then complete the blitz objective. Blitz, like I say, is currently the best objective mode to do as it gives you the fastest XP per minute compared to the other modes. After a little while later on in the game, transmit becomes better as it's faster, so after the first sort of few rounds, transmit's better at sort of round 2 or 3 depending on what's available, and harvest is okay as well. The other ones that are worse are ones like Purge and Sacrifice. They're pretty terrible XP per minute, so don't go for those unless you absolutely have to. So basically you want to kill as many zombies as you can in that first objective before the 1 minute timer runs out if you're playing Blitz. And like I say, seeing as you can get the same amount of XP from shooting a zombie or getting a headshot or mailing them, whatever, makes sense to shoot zombies that are further away and melee ones that are closer. Don't forget to go up to the purple barriers to see if there's any enemies out of sight that you can't see yet that are heading towards you, and obviously use your minimap to get a good idea of where the zombies are as they show up with the red dots on the minimap. Once you complete the first objective and return to the spawn area, look for another blitz objective and complete it if it's available. After activating the second portal, you want to kill any zombies in the spawn area to get some more weapon XP, but you don't want to exclusively target the spawn area zombies when not waiting to teleport, as they have a very low XP yield. So get them if they're around and you've got nothing else to do, otherwise just ignore them. After doing the second objective, so like from round 3 onwards, I say blitz becomes less efficient and other modes like transmit are probably best, as it can be completed faster, but you do want to try and get some kills with transmit as well. If transmit's not around, then blitz is still okay, and otherwise harvest can not be too bad as well. But again, try and get some kills with them, but don't go out of your way to get kills, because like I say, the main source of weapon XP is actually just completing the objective, so you want to do it as fast as possible. Don't waste your time using sort of covenant upgrades, and probably not pack punching either unless you're really quick, but it could be worth picking up any perks you come across along the way just to help you survive a little bit more. On sort of round 5, 6, something like that, you could go for another objective, but it will take longer and zombies will have more health, so it's probably best just to kind of get some zombie kills in the starting area and then exfil if you want, but it's not essential and not worth it if you take too long to complete it. Otherwise, just sort of end the game and restart it. I would say you can sort of get at least 1,000 to 2,000 XP per minute with this method, if not more, if you're using a double XP tokens, so pretty fast and definitely very good compared to multiplayer as well. Once other new maps come out, or we get the round-based zombies map or whatever, or there's any new modes, I'll kind of update you guys, but that's kind of the best method in the game right now. So we talked about zombies, now let's talk about Warzone, and then we'll talk about some weapon XP boosts and which method is best overall. So for Warzone, you want to get as many kills as you can with the weapons in the pre-game lobby, especially plunder as you get your custom loadout, as these count towards your weapon levels. You can equip the pointsman perk, which allows you to earn more money for completing missions, but it also gives extra XP and weapon XP too. Just as a note, this is only really effective for Battle Royale, not plunder, as the main effect of it is to start the contract streak as if you already did a contract for a 40% bonus, as there's no contract streak bonuses in plunder, so it only really is effective for Vanguard Royale and Battle Royale, and sort of the Rebirth BR as well. The benefits of this perk do stack, so if 3 of your other teammates had this perk too, the pointsman perk, you'd actually get 120% weapon XP bonus just for having that perk equipped, and then the bonus would increase from there each time you did a contract. But in terms of which mode is best, unless there's any other kind of limited time modes, recently we had things like Rebirth Plunder and Blood Money and Rebirth Payload. Those were really good if they're around, and Caldera Clash is really good as well. If those are not around, Plunder is normally your best bet, but there are certain times you want to go for Rebirth, and I'll explain that in just a minute. But if you're doing Plunder, it's best as you have infinite lives, custom loadouts, no gas cloud, and an overtime bonus. So you want to grab a helicopter or a fast vehicle like an ATV quad bike, go around the map, collect as many contracts as you can. Top secret and big game bounty and those kind of ones are the best. Otherwise, you've got sort of supply runs, recons, that kind of thing, and most wanted is also pretty good. So a scavenger, recon, and supply run will give you 500 weapon XP. The most wanted, the bounty, and the big game bounty will give you 750 weapon XP. And just as a note, the big game bounty poached, so when someone else kills the enemy you're trying to track down, that will give you 250 weapon XP, or for the normal bounty poached, that will give you 150 as well. So it's worth actually just picking up a bounty or a big game bounty, even if you don't think you can kill them, because someone else might easily kill them as well and give you some weapon XP. Top secret will also give you 750, so kind of top secrets are the best as they're normally quite easy, and it normally offers a random contract of like supply run, scavenger, bounty, recon, most wanted, something like that, but normally it'll be like supply run, scavenger, or recon. And it's slightly more risky because you don't know what you're going to get, but it offers you more weapon XP than standard, so it's like 750 weapon XP easily, so definitely go for those if you can. Otherwise, big game bounties are pretty good too. So for the big game bounty contracts, you have to go to one of the better players on the map and attempt to take them down. You get 750 weapon XP. It's one of the best contracts if top secret isn't around, and I recommend having stocked up sort of ammo, armor, and picked up a UAV to help you find the enemy if you're going to go for this contract, as it just helps you do it a little bit easier. Supply runs are quickest and easiest as well, so after you pick up the supply run contract, you have 2 minutes to get to the buy station to complete the contract. It offers you 500 weapon XP per contract, and they're really quick, so you can bash them out really fast, so these are quite good as well. Alternatively, other ones like recons are right as well. Now don't forget, you got the overtime bonus, gives you a 50% bonus to your money, XP, and weapon XP earned from contracts. It lasts about the last 3 minutes of the game after someone hits the 2 million target, so try to get at least 1 to 2 big contracts done near the end of the game, as this gives you a massive 50% bonus on top of the original contract weapon XP amount. Now when the game is almost finished, if you don't have time to complete another contract, then quickly pick up a bounty, or even better, a big game bounty, as when the match finishes, if the player you're trying to hunt leaves the game before you after the match finishes, it currently counts as a bounty poach, offering you an additional 150 to 250 weapon XP for doing absolutely nothing. And this will be confirmed by an audio cue which tells you the player's been taken down because they've left the game. Don't know if that will still count, but it has been up till recently, so hopefully it should do. Doing contracts is obviously great, and it can be much more efficient than just getting kills, especially if you're not as great of a Warzone player. The more contracts you complete, the bigger the bonus, and therefore the more weapon XP you earn each time. So quickly you want to do as many contracts as you can in a match, and use a fast vehicle like a healer or an ATV to travel between contracts fast. But just as a note, contract bonuses only apply to BR, like I say, and they're not available in plunder. but be sure to also kill any enemies you see along the way. So you could drop into a high flow area like airfields or somewhere like that and get as many kills as possible, then complete contracts if you want, or if you come near somewhere there's lots of enemies, kill them while doing the contracts. That can really help as well. And like I say, team wipes, stuff like that can be great. It's best to play with teammates, as that way they can help you get your contracts done faster, or they can do contracts for you, allowing you to earn weapon XP rewards too whilst you're getting kills, to effectively double the amount of weapon XP earned again, excluding the other tips we mentioned. So like some of you could go for contracts, some of you could go for kills, and if you're getting the kills you'll also get the contract XP because you're on the team, or vice versa. So it's really useful to play with teammates and try and coordinate with them if you can. So for Rebirth, it's great as it's a small map, fast paced, you get more gunfights. It's similar strategy to Battle Royale and Plunder, but when double weapon XP is active in Warzone, activating a double weapon XP token alongside the event will effectively allow you to triple to quadruple the weapon XP. It's a glitch. It only works on Rebirth, doesn't normally work on Caldera unless you've got certain limited time modes. And when the double weapon XP is active, if you play Rebirth, complete as many contracts or get as many kills as you can, like I say, you'll get between triple and quadruple weapon XP literally for doing the exact same thing. So it's best to play Rebirth when double weapon XP is active, because that will allow you to get even more XP. But if you like playing it anyway, it can be pretty good too. And don't forget, if you are playing Rebirth, to use the pointsman perk to increase your weapon XP per contract as well. So other sources of weapon XP again for Warzone, things like getting assists, destroying equipment and field upgrades, trying to scout out enemies, that kind of thing. That should be really useful. We're now going to talk about quick weapon XP boosts as well. There's quite a few of them, so make note of these, and then we'll talk about which mode is best. So for Warzone and Vanguard, certain operators will have a favourite weapon, and when you're using that certain weapon with the specific operator, you get a weapon XP boost. So for example, Daniel's favourite weapon is the M1 Garand, Roland's favourite weapon is the STG-44, and so on. And also the new operators that come out each season will have a favourite weapon being one of the ones that comes out as well. So if you unlock the new weapon for season 3, if you wanted to level up quicker, technically you could buy the operator that comes out in season 3, as that will be their favourite weapon, and therefore that will help you to level up faster. Although I wouldn't recommend buying the operator just for that, but if you wanted to buy it anyway, that's a little strategy to level up your weapons faster. But do check if any of the operators have the weapon you need to level up as a favourite, as this will speed up the process. Also, equipping the surplus kit attachment for all Vanguard weapons allows you to earn additional XP per kill, and you get a 20% XP boost of XP, weapon XP and operator XP just for using the attachment. So use it on every weapon you need to level it up. It's really useful. Also, playing with a clan member gives you a 10% weapon XP boost, and you also get a 10% XP and weapon XP boost for owning Vanguard if you play Warzone as well, and this applies for every season as far as we know. We've also got the double weapon XP weekends, which are really common. To take advantage of these, and like I say, if you've got the double XP weekends, try and use the tokens as well and play Rebirth or something like that where it will work. For the double weapon XP tokens, you get a few of these. So we've had a few recent free PlayStation packs from the PlayStation Store. Check those out. And the For You section of the store often has free bundles including double weapon XP, leveling up the battle pass to certain tiers, and at some point I'm sure we'll have weapon XP tokens which can be earned through daily challenges as well, like we've been able to with previous games. Also, if you're on PlayStation, if you play with a teammate, you get a 25% XP bonus as well. So pair this with the other tips will allow you to level your weapons really fast. So in terms of which mode is best, currently multiplayer or Warzone are the best for most scenarios, as you can use your favourite operators, surplus attachment, clan and weapon XP, that kind of thing. However, zombies weapon XP earn rates are pretty good. They're slightly inferior, I'd say, due to the lack of equipable bonuses and so on, but the zombies method is fairly consistent from game to game, whereas multiplayer can vary a little bit depending on the skill of the other players. It can also be quite annoying to kind of play with sweaty players. Unlike in zombies, you can just kind of grind it out with minimal effort. You're not trying that hard. You can do something else like listen to music, watch TV, that kind of thing as well. So it's a bit more relaxed. So it's completely up to you what you want to play. Now, if you're struggling with some of the more difficult weapons in multiplayer, or if you struggle in general to get many kills, definitely head into zombies. I'd say try and level them up faster that way, and then head back into multiplayer or Warzone, whatever you want to play. But these are the fastest ways currently to level up your guns in Vanguard and Warzone Season 3. If you found these tips helpful, leaving a like on the video would be much appreciated so that other people can find this video too, and make sure you check out my Season 3 guide on how to level up the battle pass fast in Warzone and Vanguard. As previously mentioned, I'm also making a ton of other useful multiplayer zombies and Warzone guides for Season 3, so if any of this sounds good to you guys, hitting the subscribe button and clicking the bell icon next to it to turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future videos would be greatly appreciated too. Like I say, feel free to check out other guides including the best loadouts in Season 3 for Warzone, that kind of thing. But thank you so much for watching the video, hope you found it useful, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.